we're gonna make a beat for Brent Faiyaz from scratch, so you can see my process. So just gonna lay down some simple drums here before we get some chords in. Probably gonna do something a little bit offbeat, like a little triplet feel somewhere. I'm probably going to take out some of these cowbells because they sound a bit rubbish, but let's have a listen. And this snare. So, pan these opposite sides. Let's get a kick going. Maybe a kick like this. Here's some syncopation there with our kick. Cowbell's in the wrong place for me. So yeah, we want it here. Let's just get some chords going and then find a sound for them. So maybe we'll go from an A minor 7. So I'm just going to program an A minor 7 here. I'm going to change the voicings up. Maybe we'll go to a C sharp diminished. Sounds a bit bright there for me. And then maybe we'll go to like a D minor 9 there. Because I know these chords and I know a little bit about theory, I'm going to try and get some nice voice. That voicing's a bit too crunchy. Probably so let's look at the sky keys. Let's make this sound a little bit more interesting. Let's add some effects on just to get an idea of how it might sound. So let's add a bit of phaser here. Yeah, that's giving me a bit of a better vibe there with those chords. Let's also put in a favourite old RC20. So add some wobble in, take the noise away, pull that down. That's probably a bit high still. Sometimes when you change the voicings of chords on different patches, different sounds, they sound different. So this sounds better to me. Now I've been liking this Triton Extreme recently for basses. Like they used to use this in the late 90s, 2000s. Hey guys, if you're still here and enjoying this beat breakdown, I want to thank you. Go follow me on Instagram at B6 Production and cop a couple of my free mini kits or some of my paid products. And if you want to go for the paid products, use the code YouTube10 to get an additional 10% off. Now let's get back to the beat breakdown. I try different basses, but no. There was a bass in here that sounded so good. Oh, that's nice. Punchy bass. I like that. Program it in. I'm just going to draw it in. Normally I play it, but I've literally haven't got a keyboard in, so. Let's do like a little walk up. Make these notes a little shorter. Liking that with label stuff, otherwise we're going to forget what it is. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add in a hat as well to just pull this together. We're going for that kind of 90s feel here, you know, that Timberland-esque bounce with those little too damn loud. Let's bring it. Put a D in there. We can approach that D from the A note, always sounds good. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Maybe we'll do the bass. I'm also gonna put a sidechain on the bass now, so it gets out the way of the kick. So if I put that here, compressor, let's come here, let's go input, let's go instrument, clean kick. So now that bass is gonna get out the way. Little bass fill here. I want to do like another sound that's a bit like a kind of a lead, but no, actually it'd be more like a pluck, probably like this sound. I'm thinking of a melody. I like that sound there. Quantize that up. Shape a box on here, as you see me do in my tutorials, if you've watched any of those. And I'm going to just pan it from left to right. Let's do the panning like this. I'm also going to give it some side chaining effect with this too. Maybe like... It's definitely giving me Brent kind of vibes. I'm going to take these hats, I'm going to delay them by like 10 ticks. Like this, so they just... Also just put in a little open hat here, pitch it right up or play it really high, so like that, maybe drop that in. Just added a couple of those in. Very loud, but let's put that in. Drop down the volume way, just to add to that vintage vibe. We're gonna drag that out for another 4 bars. And this is a good starting point now for a Brent type beat. On the second 4 bars, I'm just gonna maybe like add some variation. Liking how that sounds. The snare's a little bit too loud still for me. I know maybe those side snares actually should have brought them down in volume. Probably taking your head off. So let's bring up these snares. And we're going to change the bass in this part. Do-do-do. That works. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. And we'll drop that note. I really like that. Shorten that note. Do that again, but this time we go. You know what? I may put that on a different sound as like the end of the phrase kind of thing. Doesn't quite work for me on that bass sound, so maybe it could be a synth guitar. Because that's got that kind of 90s-y Timberland type flavour to it. So I've just put this mastering chain on here. It's just boosted all the volumes. So I'm now going to widen the synth a little bit with some S1 Waves plugin. Just do a few mixing things just to, you know, bring the kind of the sonic of the track up a little bit. So let's widen that slightly. Let's also bounce it down maybe and do something cool with it. Let's maybe try and lower it by 12 semitone. Gives us a nice kind of ambient flavour, but let's listen to that with the main keys in quickly. I love using this plugin. It's just to compare and contrast our beat with Brent Faiyaz or some reference tracks. So that sounds really good in comparison. Funnily enough, their hats are a lot higher, so I'm going to actually raise my hat volume a little bit. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to cut the length of the hat down. all the time I'm thinking of our bounce and how we can make this more bouncy and more grooving. I'm going to add one more sound, a little, maybe like a little reverse vocal. Just going to choose one sample from Arcade and we're going to reverse it or something. But let's just pick something in C major. Anything will do here. Label things, kids, label things. So I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to use it maybe like more like a texture sound. Maybe we could just play with the volume a little bit. Let's change the curve of that so it's like this. Let's just pan that left to right. So we've got a really good starting point there. We can obviously arrange that out, copy the beat across, create an intro. Got the idea there. We can obviously just double this, elongate it to make a full arrangement, but I think we've got something really good here. Could work for Brent Faiyaz or Summer Walker, someone like that. So hope you enjoyed and tune in for the next cook up.